Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a traveler's notebook spread for Scrapping Wonders. So this is actually a day late and I apologize for that. I have just, I don't know, like my scrappy mojo comes and goes lately. Like some days I can do 2 layouts, other days 0, and this day it took me forever to get going on this layout, and then it just didn't happen. So I apologize. This spread is up a little bit late. Here you can see I'm just putting some gesso on both sides of the notebook. And I did put some washi tape down the middle because I wanted to make sure. I knew I was going to be doing a lot of mixed media, and this is not mixed media paper. This is just regular scrapbooking paper, so it's not as durable as mixed media paper. But I really wanted to do this spread. So my idea, I was watching, I don't even remember who I was watching the other day, or if it was just a post on Instagram. It was probably just an Instagram post, but somebody did like the watercolor like droplets, I guess you could say. So you put like the and I can't even think. It's like 11:30 at night, and I'm so dead. You put like the watercolor at the very top, and then you let the color drop down to the bottom. So my idea at first was just to do that. So I was going to do a couple sprays of 4 different colors, and I do put in some wax paper behind the page when I'm doing it because I wanted to make sure it didn't get to the other side. And as the spread goes on, I kind of get lazy and don't do that, so it ends up getting on the other pages. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. It'll be fine. So here you can see I'm just adding water to make it drop, and I'm not really liking the way that it's falling. So I pull out a paintbrush and I'm just trying to get the lines moving and trying to get the rest of the paper because it wasn't working out the way I wanted to. So the idea kind of transformed as I go along. So here I'm just drying this blue because I want to do 4 different colors like I was saying, but I didn't want the colors to mix. I wanted them to be their own color. So I wanted this blue. This is kind of a dark blue. I don't remember. It's a Heidi Swap color, and I can't remember what color it is. Let's see if I still have it on my desk. I think I do. I think it's called Peacock. Yeah, Peacock. And I think that is my favorite color. I also love teal from Heidi Swap. Okay, so I went away from my desk to clean off my brush, I think, or something. So here I'm just kind of cleaning up my space a little bit, and then I'm going to do the next color, which is going to be Shimmers, and it is called Well Blue Me Down, which is a teal color. And I really like this color, this teal color, next to the peacock blue from Heidi Swap. It's really pretty because they're both blues, but they're both different shades of blue, so it worked out really well. I don't think I sprayed enough of the color, so it wasn't spreading as well, and it kind of got into the crease of the book too much, and so I kind of had to play a little bit more with this one than I did with the other blue. And I still really like how it looks. So here you can see I add quite a few more sprays of color and water to this spray. And I'm just continuing on. I didn't want to cut any of this out because it is kind of different from my normal scrapbooking. I don't normally put this much work into my pages. So there you could see where it did kind of leak over onto the other page. It's okay, like I said, I'll probably end up covering it up with some scrapbook paper or something. Oh, okay, so here I wanted to show you. So we've been looking for a dog, a companion for we already have a dog. He's a border collie, Cocker Spaniel mix, and we love him. He's awesome, but he's a very active dog, and we kind of feel like he needs somebody to play with, and that would kind of help him be a little bit happier in life. Here you can see I sprayed a little too much of the purple and it got on the left side of the spread, which at this point I'm okay with, but I'm going to kind of mess it up in a minute here. And at these moments right here, I think I'm going to mess it up. Oh no. So I decide, no, I'm not going to spray more, right? And then after I spend the time drying it off, I'm like, no, it needs more up at the top, and it kind of sprays more onto the blue side than it already is. And I was kind of like, duh, why did I do that? Anyway, so back to my story. So we've been looking for a second dog. There, I made my mistake. Whoops, dang it. And I'm going to try to fix it. It doesn't really fix it, but it's going to end up being covered up anyway in the end. So back to the Oliver story. If you could see the images from from my texting, that was my husband was texting me while I was making this layout. But so we've been looking for a dog, and I think it was Monday, my kids and I went to the pound, and we found the most perfect dog. But the way my pound works is you have to wait until like 5 days so that the owners have a chance to get into the pound and, claim their dog, which makes sense, total sense. But if you want a dog, you can put your name on a waiting list. So we were there on Monday. I put my name on the waiting list, but we were number 2 on the list because somebody else had wanted this dog. And I was like, dang it. So I had to wait until noon, and then I could call in to see if the dog had been adopted by the other people that were first on the list, and they said yes, that she was going to be adopted by those people. So I cried. I pretty much did nothing for the rest of the day, which is super sad, right? But she was just like the most perfect dog. So it was super sad. But then my husband was looking on Pet Finder, and that was today, which is what's today, Wednesday, the June 28th, and he found this dog named Oliver. And so I called and left a message at the Humane Society saying that we were interested in Oliver. Like, he just sounded perfect, right? Just totally perfect. Very good with kids, good with other dogs, good with other animals, good with, little kids and big kids, and just all around a really good dog. So I called about him, and I had to leave a message, so I hadn't heard back from him. Sorry, this is like a super long story, and I'm not even explaining what I'm doing. So here you can see I'm kind of going through my Citrus Twist kit. This is from June of this year. I was their guest designer, or I still am their guest designer for the rest of June. And so I'm trying to use up my kit. And these alphas were seriously down to like a bare bones. I had to make an I and E and an F, and I think that was all out of other letters. Don't you love it when you get down to like the very scraps of your layout or your alphas? Yeah, super fun. So I'm just kind of going through all of the scraps and trying to decide what exactly I want to put on here. And I'm looking through my embellishments because I know that I had some gold numbers. Excuse me. And I thought I had a 1, 2, 3, 4, but it turns out I only had a 2 and a 3 in the gold numbers. But then I'm going to find some wood veneer that are going to have a 1 and a 4. So my idea kind of evolved into this number system. And if you can see the title, it says Life Advice. So my first life advice is that very first one in the top left is going to be Life is short, eat dessert, I think is what it says. And that is from the Paige Evans chipboard set. And I did think about adding that heart, but it was just too big. And then on the second one, it's going to say, all you need is a good book. And then I had like a notes little tag. And I'm going to write the book that I'm currently reading in there, which is Court of Thorns and Roses, and it is it's a 3-book series right now. They're coming out with the 4th one next year, and I just finished the 3rd one, and I'm so sad I have to wait a whole year for the next one to come out. I usually like to wait until the series are all done so that I can just read them in order right after each other because I always forget. I'm so forgetful. I forget what happens. So I don't want to wait a whole year because then I have to remember, oh yeah, this is what happened, you know? Anyway, long story short, I'm going to write the name of that book on there. I just thought that would be kind of cool. Looking back in a couple years and seeing, I should probably stamp the date on here. I didn't stamp the date on it, but I probably should. And seeing what book I read. Okay, so then this is number 4, and I had that. This is just totally random. The bowls, the stack of bowls from the chipboard set from Pink Paisley, Oh My Heart. I had no idea. I'm not going to use that. So I was just like, I'm going to put it under here, and it's just going to be another embellishment. And you can't even tell that it's bowls. It's just kind of there for decoration, right? So then number 4 is Cuddle. And that chipboard piece above my journaling says, I could cuddle you forever. So I'm just journaling like, Mark, my husband, isn't the biggest cuddler, but he puts up with me wanting to cuddle all the time. And then here I'm writing in the title of the book, and I realized I probably didn't tell you the end of my Oliver story. But anyway, so the dog that we are interested in now, his name is Oliver, and I finally got a call back, but the text was from my husband saying, you need to call them again. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great scrappy week. Bye.